Here we will see partial method in C#. A partial method is a special method that exists within a partial class or structure. One part of the partial class or structure have only partial method declaration, that is signature, and another part of the same partial class or structure have implementation for that partial method. Declaration part represents a signature and presents in a partial class, and the definition part provides implementation of the method and resides in separate partial class. The concept of partial method is helpful when we have declaration and definition of methods in two separate files. If definition of method is not provided, compiler removes the signature at compile time. Now we will see why partial methods are required. Partial methods are particularly helpful for customizing auto-generated code by the tool. Whenever the tool generates the code, then tool may declare some partial method, and implementation of these methods is decided by the developer. Now we will see rules for defining partial methods. Partial methods can be declared or defined within a partial class or structure. The declaration of the partial method must begin with partial modifier. Partial methods are implicitly private and declaration must have partial keyword. Partial methods implementation is optional. Partial method can have reference parameter but not out parameters, since these methods can't return a value. You can also make a delegate to a partial method that has been defined and implemented. If the partial method is only defined, you can't use delegates. The signatures of partial methods will be the same in both parts of the partial class or structure. These methods can be static. Partial method is a generic and it can have only void return type. Here we will write a program to explain partial method. For this, first we will declare partial class. And here we will declare partial method. Then we will declare another partial class, accept num. Here we will declare two variables and we will declare constructor with two variables, and we will assign this constructor variable to our local variable. Then we will write a code for our partial method print multiplication. Then we will write another method print division, and in this method we will call our partial method print multiplication, and after that we will write code for our print division. And in another class main method we will create object of our class and we will pass value for constructor variables, and we will call print division method here and we will execute it. It will display multiplication and division. So here in first partial class we have defined the method, and in another partial class we have written the code for this partial method, and in public method we have called the partial method to execute.